Okay, so I guess we're live now. Hope you can hear me. I've got some delay here. So let me just check if anyone's here, because I'm new to this thing. Public chat and private chat seems empty. Okay. So I see two people on the top chat, but I'm not sure if someone is there. Okay, so we wanted to show you today the new batch of books that we got. And before I do that, I was just showcasing this beautiful book, one of our biggest books, not the biggest one, because we've got a giant size edition that wouldn't fit this table at all. It's a Marvel special giant edition. This is Sandman, the Absolute Sandman, which is also a gorgeous book. This is not a new thing. It's just something that I wanted to put on the table so you wouldn't see a blank one, right? So, let's take a moment to just look at it, how the art shines in this big format, oversized format, beautiful. Yeah, it's a real treat. A real treat. Okay. I'm not sure if I have to do something to activate the chat. Feel free to communicate. I don't think I need to do anything. There you are. Hi, Mr. Xenocat. Now I can see you. Welcome. Thank you for joining us. There are some things that might interest you. And last time I checked, your books were on France. Man, they're getting there. I don't know if they're going by truck or what, but they left Spain and they were in France. Didn't check today, but last time I checked, they were on France. It's still not halfway to Greece, but let's see. They'll eventually get there. So let's start with the actual subject that took us here. So we got a new batch of books that we got. It includes some hard to get, as usual, but not only. Let's start small, and by small I mean size. Let's start with Bone, the Scholastic bombastic hit. So that was something that was missing from the shop. I must confess, I just knew the series by name. I knew it was Jeff Smith. I was expecting some kind of comic strip like book. And this is the colored edition, by the way. It's not the original ones, which have no color. So this really makes them shine. And I really when I opened up and saw the drawings, they're super interesting. It's a really pretty small book. I expect it to be funny, lighthearted. But I must confess I haven't read. So this is book number 1. There is a prequel also that talks about Bone before he left his village into the wild. But that's not really the case. And then there's book 2, The Great Cow Race. So we shouldn't expect nothing very different. Same kind of gorgeous art. Very simple, very clean, well colored. Yeah, and the covers. I don't know if you can see it, but you see that shine on the logo. So they're really good looking little books. Yeah, quite surprised with it. So they're by Graphics, which is an imprint of Scholastic, which, as you might have known, sells more than Marvel and DC together, perhaps. Then something we received not in this shipment, but it wasn't introduced yet. It's in Nimona. This is something that was awarded. It was a finalist. It didn't get the award, and it's by Noel Stevenson. You can see the art. The art is very particular, very distinct. It kind of smells like young teen adult proper, which doesn't mean that we adults won't appreciate it. It just means that the subjects are okay for younger audience. But it has, if you check it on Goodreads, there's only positive comments almost about it. So kind of curious to see what this is all about. It looks like it has some Dungeons and Dragons feel. So, but this was not in the original shipping. So skipping to Marvel, we do have the Old Man Hawkeye complete collection. But still, for you guys who want to have the single trade paperbacks, whether it's because it's cheaper or what, and we'll have a special price on these, so it will be worth it. We also got the trade paperbacks, and I've read the complete collection, and this is a great Marvel book. It's the first thing that struck me was the quality of the illustration and the coloring. Look at this. It's really detailed. All the shadows, all the colors. And the second thing was I didn't quite know Sachs' work as a writer. Cecchetto, I knew what to expect from him. Still, I was surprised. But this is one of those Marvel books that it's just not big flashes and crashes of titans, and you almost don't understand the action scenes. At the same time, it is a very humane book, as it focuses on Hawkeye human problems, because he's losing his sight. You might have read Old Man Logan, where they join up, and in that book he is almost out of sight or completely blind. I can't remember if he had lost his vision completely. So he's starting to miss, and he notices that. And when he goes to the doctor, he gets the unpleasant notice that he will be completely blind because he has a glaucoma. He will be completely blind in a few weeks or months. So this features a lot of very powerful enemies, namely Bullseye, which is the main villain. This happens, if you don't know the Old Man series. This takes place in a time where the Marvel heroes were all defeated by Red Skull. Red Skull plotting. He got together with a lot of villains and ended up killing all the superheroes. And Hawkeye was left alive because they didn't feel like he was a proper superhero. So you might imagine what that has done to his psyche. So that side is also explored in this book. Then, as we had promised, because we loved Rat Queens, it was one of those books that surprised me like hell. Once again, it was the artwork, the quality of the artwork. It's amazing, amazing, and it's a story about with girls, with tough girls, but with very distinct personalities. It gives it a touch. It has a touch of humor, a very strong touch of humor. And hello, Miguel. I see you're in the chat. You prefer Dark Horse, Xenocat. Okay. Yeah. Marvel isn't my favorite brand too, I must confess. But they have some good books, and Old Man Hawkeye is one of them. Yeah. So, like I was saying, this is a very, very interesting book. It is very well written. The dialogues between the characters are super funny. The story is compelling and makes you keep reading. And like I was saying before, as promised, we went and to search for bargains because we wanted to have the deluxe edition, the oversized hardcover one. So we found a very special price for book 2. Now we have to hunt for book 1. It won't be that easier, but yeah, hope is the last thing to die, right? So let's hope we can get it at the same price we got this one. It's got a shiny finish here. I didn't open it. Should have opened it to show you some art, but you saw it in the trade paperback, so it's the same thing, just a little bit bigger. Then let's go to Marvel again. Sorry, Mr. Xenocat. Yeah, but these guys are strong in Marvel and DC mostly, because that's theoretically what sells. In practice, it's not that much today. So what we got was the complete collection, and look at the thickness of these books. This is a lot of reading. So it's book 1, 2, 3, and 4. The Wolverine by Daniel Way, which includes, I think, Origins. Let me see if this one. I can't read with this. It says what it collects, but it's hard to read those little notes. Okay, let's take a look inside. The artwork shouldn't be a big surprise. It's supposed to be good. Very modern touch. The colors remind me of Postal. And by the way, if you don't know Postal, you should check it out. It's not Dark Horse, it's Image Comics, but it's one hell of a series. So this is a lot of Wolverine. Daniel Way wrote a lot, as you can see. So for Wolverine fans, there's some money to be spent here, and a good pair of hours. Here's Captain America. It seems like he's going to cut his head off, but he didn't. Hope and thankfully. Yeah, that's volume 1. This is volume 2. I love this cover. This cover is really, really, really outstanding. So the same kind of art as expected, right? I can't say I'm a big fan of this. I'll call it postmodern style, where it looks like it's digitally painted. Perhaps because it is. Perhaps that's the reason why it looks like it. Yeah, but I'm seeing things here that I I like. For example, this. Yeah, that's some cool images here. Of course, Sabretooth. It had to be here, right? Wherever there's Wolverine, there's Sabretooth. So book 2, let's just show you the covers of book 3 and 4. This is 3, this is 4, and that's the complete set. That's it. There's no more. So going forward, this one will be recognized by someone here in the chat, right? Miguel, Migas, man. We got you your book. It was hard to find, but here it is. Probably the last copy in the non-direct market, because it was the last one there. And this is by Ed Brubaker, your favorite writer probably, and one of my favorites too. Just look at this artwork, and the artwork is by, well, I know Jimmy Palmiotti. Paul Gulacci, I can say I recognize the name, but it starts great. Look at this scene, at this pose by Catwoman. So this is much more interesting to me than the artwork in Wolverine. This is modern, but without looking standardized. The colors are soft, kind of like this effect of the softness of the colors. Look at this perspective. Love it. So as you can see, the palette is rich. Here the colors are completely different. You like, Miguel, you like the art from Wolverine. I like this one better. Yeah. There's a way to highlight your comments, but I haven't quite figured out how. Yeah, and now my PC is a little bit far away to get it. And Migas, man, I gotta say, you've got good taste, because this looks awesome. The book looks awesome. And now I've just ruined the hypothesis of getting one for myself, because this, unless I go to eBay, I don't know if it can be found on eBay at crazy prices. But this one didn't come out at a crazy price. You can confirm that. You're a lucky guy. Yeah, this is awesome. The book really looks awesome, and it's a thicky book for a trade paperback. It's got a respectable volume. Now, Mr. Xenocat, let's get more to your likings, okay? So that's something we recognize. We have too few Predator and Aliens comics. We've got the Dead Orbit oversized edition, which is a great book by Stoke, one of the best books according to reviews from the best Aliens book. And this one, so we started buying some of them. So we started with Predator, which is like an omnibus. This, as you know, Dark Horse omnibus are not like Marvel or DC. They aren't typically hardcover. They're books just like this, with this kind of thickness and, however, soft cover. And there it is. There's the guy with his jaws wide open. So these are the essential comics. So it's the first comics collected. This is volume one. There's also a volume 2 that we'll probably get in the future. So this is a very different kind of art. You see the reduced palette, but efficiently used. We almost only see yellow here against a red blank background, but it works. Okay, jungle scenes. So this is the very beginning of the comics. I wouldn't say the very beginning because I'm not sure if these were really the first ones, but it was the early ages of Predator comics. That's for sure. Let's take just a little look. I must say the paper is not what you would expect. At least the original versions surely didn't have the quality that this paper has, because it's super thick. It's incredibly thick, and I hope the colors have been preserved, because I doubt the paper was the same in the original publishing. But perhaps it was. I'm not sure. But this one is good paper. It's not glossy. It's how do you say it? The opposite of glossy that I can't remember now. Matte. I think in English you say it matte. So it hasn't got that sparkle, that brightness. Ah, look at this. Huh? What a scary little mother. Yeah. There's a book, now I remember that there's a book where I think Batman goes against Predator. Isn't it Predator? Does anyone know? Is it Predator or Aliens? I think it's Predator. Batman versus Predator. I think that's the thing. If anyone knows, you can please say it in the chat. Xenomorph are better. Let me just see if I can. I gotta find out how to show your comments. Where are your comments? Ah, here they are. Ta-da! There you are. An Alien versus Predator omnibus book like this one. Yeah, the price is a bit too high. Yeah, that's the problem. Let's hope, Mr. Xenocat, that now that Marvel has recalled their licenses, let's see if they reprint some of the stuff, that Dark Horse originally published. Let's hope. Yeah, it's Alien and not Predator versus Batman. Okay, so this is, let me get the other one. This is probably Mr. Xenocat has these ones, right? Aliens Defiance, but if you didn't get them, now it's not very easy to get. So we got them while we still could. So this is volume 1, right? Yeah, volume 1 and volume 2. They're from Brian Wood, a writer that I respect very much. I really like his work. So, and I'm beginning to see I need new glasses, because I hardly can see your comments on the chat, and the PC isn't that far away. Oh Jesus, getting old sucks. So Defiance, Aliens, Brian Wood, Tristan Jones, Riccardo Borcelli, Tony Brascini, maybe he's not Italian, but I just pronounced it like if he was, and Dan Jackson. And it's the same except Stephen Thompson in book 2. But Brian Wood is the guy doing the writing, so I expect it to be good, because Brian Wood is a damn good writer. You've got these ones, Mr. Xenocat. I'm curious about if you have some opinion on them. Just paste it on the chat. Let us know if these are worthwhile. Yeah, the art is, well, nothing out of extraordinary or whatever, but if the story is good, that's enough for me. That's the most important. And the artwork isn't bad. It's just not outstanding. Yeah, here come the little guys, the little evil guys, ready to eat some brains out and put some eggs inside of us. Nasty little creatures. Just imagine if we had a plague of aliens instead of COVID, it would be much scarier. So guess we're lucky that it's just COVID, and by that I don't mean to offend anyone, though I was trying to be funny. But COVID is nothing funny with it. If you have the first one, okay, so I clicked the right one. What book were you talking about here, Mr. Xenocat? Okay, let's see some more of the art. Defiance, I remember this is Aliens Defiance Volume 2. Spaceships, as expected. Yeah, and that's it. But there's more from Dark Horse. More from Dark Horse and more from Aliens. So what did we get and what did we not get? Well, we got the Life and Death series, except we were unlucky, so unlucky, and it was so unfortunate. There's an Alien versus Predator Life and Death. Correct me if I'm wrong, Mr. Xenocat, because you're the specialist on this. And we ordered it, and we just got a message back saying, forget it. We can't find the book. We have it as in stock, but we can't find the book. So, yeah, I got a credit, but no book. I rather have the book instead. So, for you guys that don't know, there are these storylines that go through Aliens, Predator, and Prometheus. There's the Life and Death and the Fire and Stone ones. So this is the Life and Death one. So written by Dan Abnett, all of them. And this artwork is a little bit more modern, more colorful. The paper here is more shiny. It fits more Dark Horse's actual books nowadays, the kind of paper. Guts and blood, just as expected. So the story supposedly complements or completes itself or intersects itself between the books. So this is the Predator one, and I really dig this cover. It looks like painted with watercolor. I don't know if it's really or not, but it sure looks like. Ah, wow, look at this ship. Gorgeous illustration. The art finalist is good. The guy did a great job. There's Predator snitching a guy from the back. That's not the way to do it. From the back, come on. Here he is with a special armor that we don't see in the movies. At least I don't remember that kind of armor. And then quickly Prometheus. So we skip on to other books. There's the same ship there. Okay, here we are. I can't tell you much about the story because I haven't read them. I'm a bit ignorant on Aliens and Predator. Yeah, but we've got a specialist on the chat. So. Yeah, but I like what I see. Got me curious. Okay, and then one more from Fire and Stone, and this is all we could get for trade paperbacks. Aliens again, but the Fire and Stone line. It's not by Abnett. Forget it. This is another storyline. This is by Chris Robertson and illustrated by Patrick Reynolds. So let's see if the illustration is very different from the other one. It's more Sean Phillipsy, if you get what I mean. The kind of colors looks like the kind of colors that Ed Brubaker and Sean Phillips use on their books. I don't know if you agree. Maybe some of you can, but AVP from Prometheus. Yeah, but that one also I couldn't find. Yeah. But there's also an Alien versus Predator, Life and Death, or Fire and Life and Death. Yeah, I'm almost sure that's the one I couldn't get this time. This one looks darker. I'm liking it more. I'm really digging this artwork. I wonder if the writing is as good as the other line, because I really like this art much better. So let's go back to Marvel, and we're almost finishing. This is hard to get. This is an epic collection, so we've been collecting some epic collections, as you might have seen, which are hard to get, at least at reasonable prices, and these will have reasonable prices. They will be sold at the market prices as they were at the time they were on the market. Now you can't really find them. So this is volume 3. So volume 3 is dates from stories from 1988 to 1989. So it's the 80s, and you can see it straight away in the illustrations. They can't lie, even if the date wasn't there. You could tell it, right? So this is Punisher. By the way, we just put out a video on Punisher: The Platoon by Garth Ennis. I don't know if you've seen it. I was so surprised with that book. It's so damn good, because it's about the Punisher, but at the same time it's not. You don't even see Frank Castle in his Punisher uniform. So Garth Ennis just wrote a story about the origins of the Punisher, but he didn't care too much on digging on why did he become what he became. He was just focusing on writing a good war story, and it's so well written, so authentic. It's really, really, really cool. Okay, this is mostly for collectors, right? But yeah, Kingpin rules. There's some demand on this book. I know one guy that might be interested on it. And then another thing that we've been collecting, both by pleasure and because they'll soon get out of stock. There aren't that many copies out there, is the Epic Collections from Conan. This is volume 1 from Conan Chronicles Epic Collection. So it's years 2003 to 2005. The Legend returns. This is the first one. We already have the 5th one, I think. So this is by Kurt Busiek. Fabian Nicheza is writing writing this is drawing the thing, writing together with him. Then the artists are from Greg Roth to Kerry North, Thomas Yeats, Tom Mandrake, John Severin, and Bruce Timm probably doing the colors. And look at this, just the first splash page. This is the moment where I almost feel the need to weep because of the bad quality of the camera, because you can't see the actual colors. These are incredible colors. Look at this. Well, I know you can't look at them like I'm seeing them, but these are awesome colors. Jesus, look at this. Incredible artwork. So I'm a Conan fan, a recent Conan fan. I was exposed to Conan in a positive meaning of the word in my early ages, just as secondary small stories, and I really dig them by then. And now I'm taking the chance to take copies of these epic collections too for myself, and that's something I really want to collect, apart from selling it in the store, because I think they're really good books. Even the original Marvel years, I was so surprised that those books with from 1960 something or what, and I read them avidly. The stories were so well, they're not incredible, but they're still compelling. They've got emotion, cunning. Conan has a very captivating personality. The fights are incredible. There's always monsters and such, but he's not just a big bag of muscles. He's got brains. The man has got brains. He's smart. Yeah, so this is one of them, and I really love this artwork, must say, and the colors especially. Wow. 3 times. So, and the next one is also a book from this collection, and it will be the last. So it's volume looking on the wrong side. It's volume 3, and this is already in the 2000s, 2007 to 2009. Return to Cimmeria. You can still find this on retailers, but I suspect it won't be for much longer. So, yeah, that's why we've been buying them. Catwoman, yeah. Where is it? No more Catwoman issues. Yeah, Joelle Jones. They're on their way. And Joelle Jones. Now that you speak of, I'm going to show everyone one of my favorite books of the last years by Joelle Jones. You know what I'm talking about, Migas Man. I'm gonna show it for maybe there's someone here in the chat who doesn't know it already, because it's really excellent. So this is more Conan. The art has changed a bit from those years to these years. I prefer the other one, must confess. But perhaps the narrative is better because, well, I'm one of those guys that prefer modern books to those golden age dialogues that sometimes were a bit yucky. So I prefer modern narratives and techniques of narration and writing. It has evolved a lot in comics, and that's what made me get back to comics after an hiatus of some years, because they've gotten so much better in what refers to storytelling, and even the subjects that the books treat are much wider. So, and that's all we got. Probably we're expecting more. If so, sorry about that. These were hard to get. Let me just get the Joelle Jones, just so you see the level of this beautiful lady, because she's at least very cute. So I'm talking about Lady Killer, Joelle Jones, and Mr. Xenocat. You like Dark Horse? This is a Dark Horse edition, and what a very fine one. This is hardcover, oversized, and it shouldn't be allowed to be read in another format than this, because this artwork kills. It's not just the lady that kills, it's the artwork. She studied the time where it took place. I think it's the 40s, to have all the drapings and the decoration in the homes match the period. The drawings are superb. The colors, the palette that she shows for the colors, and this is all Joelle Jones. The writing, the drawing, and also the coloring, I think, because I don't remember seeing any other name in the credits. No, the colors are by Laura Allred and Michelle Madsen, so I was lying. But still, look at this. If you could see it in real size, you'd really be impressed. There's no way you don't get impressed with this artwork. Look at this panel, this huge panel. She's got the guy by his tie. So she is a killer, a contracted killer. She works for an agency, but during the day she's a housewife that seems to be nothing out of ordinary with her, but she's one of the deadliest agents out there, one of the deadliest assassins you can find. So everything in this book is gorgeous. The story, it's got plots, mini plots, turnover of events, lots of killing, of course, things going bad and are having to improvise to get out of the mess. It's a really goddamn good book. Look at this, smashed in the face. Doesn't matter if you're pooping, you need to die, so thump. She's a mean ass. You know what? The B word. Look at this. I just can't stop through this because this is so great. It brings up so many good reading memories. So if you don't know this, I really recommend that you look for it. It's amazing. This is one scene, very original here, where there's an intruder and they're trying to escape, and you can see both characters, what they're doing in the house. The guy is entering there, she's blocking the passage, whilst our lady killer is going through there, preparing for the assault. And then there's these delicious pin-up posters. Look at this. Mopping the floor, just happens to be covered with blood. Yeah, these covers are amazing. Look at this. Look at her face. I'm so cute. I'm so harmless, and I'm holding a severed hand. Yeah. And this is my favorite one. This is a work of art, 5 stars. One of the best covers I've seen. So here you have some studies of the patterns that she studied from the time to use in the wallpapers and etc. The clothing. So this is really fantastic book. So that's all I have to show you. I do have something more here that even a non-Portuguese person might appreciate, and I'm going to do it because we got a batch of Portuguese translated books, but this one, well, artwork speaks. Artwork has no language, right? So let me try and open this with my bare hands. It's not always easy, but I'll manage it. Okay, this is probably called, I don't know, Le Château des Animaux, because this is French. This is by Delep and Dorison. We've reviewed book number 1. This is book number 2, Winter Daisies. The first one was called Miss Bangalore, which is this pretty cat. It also features an awesome cover like this one. They really know how to do their covers, and the artwork is really incredible. I'm going to look at it for the first time now. So, Mr. Zinoket, I think you're the only one who's not Portuguese here, but it doesn't matter because you can't actually read what's there, but you can see the illustrations. So, this is a fable inspired in George Orwell's The Triumph of the Pigs. I think that's how. I don't know if that's the original title in English, but in Portuguese it would translate to that, where it's a metaphor and an allegory where beasts and take the place of humans, and the society is described using creatures. So there are creatures that live in abundancy. They have all the commodities, and they use fear and force. They have their own military to impose their laws, and they use fear to limit the wantings of the people, well, the animals in this case, to maintain them under control, and they basically enslave them. And what we see in this book is first we see them completely enslaved and living that way without thinking that it should be another way, just suffering and trying to get along and get to another day, have something to eat, and that. But as the book progresses, small things start to happen that light a fuse, and some rebellion starts taking place. And the rebellion is inspired in human ways of rebellion without violence, like Indira Gandhi did. And there's the character that tells them, gives them ideas of how they can try to undermine the existing power. And so the first volume starts with the first acts of opposition. Let's say a revolution was starting to come out. So this is an European book. So yeah, European books don't get as much attention as the American ones, right? DC, Marvel, Image, but there's real pearls. They have a very rich history, especially France and Belgium. They even have a format that we call Franco-Belgian, right? So there's a lot of tradition and big names over there. like Jodorowsky, for example, was also an European, very well known, and Mobius, who also worked for Marvel for some time. I don't know how, but he did. Yeah, so you can see there's an engraving here, a shining one. Really, really pretty book, and the stories are interesting. And now, yeah, I can say that we've reached the end. It's the end, my friends. It is the end. So I hope you have found something that interests you, that might have spiked your curiosity. Hope you've seen something that you were meaning to see, and got a glance while I was carefully leaf throughing. Hope I didn't leaf through too fast because the camera takes its time to focus. Titan Books is European, yeah. There's Titan Books UK at least. They used to publish a lot of Marvel and DC, but I don't know when they lost their license, because now they have a very small catalog. They have some interesting titles, but the catalog. I had some trouble with one of my suppliers because he announced a lot of Titan books that I added to the store, and then found out that though they were there as available for ordering, they didn't exist for years. So I think it was a question of losing licenses, and so now they just publish their own stuff, with some, yeah, not as they seem to be not as big as they might have been once have been. So that's it. I'd like to thank the few people that showed up. It's good to see you. Hope everything is well with you. My cat woman, yeah. You're well served. You're really well served. I'm really envious of you, because the book is gorgeous. Really, really gorgeous. So like I was saying, hope you and your family are all okay. These are troubling times. Hope the sickness doesn't get to any of you or your relatives or friends or whatever. I've been lucky. I haven't had any close connection with COVID, thank God. So hope you can say the same. So yeah, that's it. I'll leave you to your things now, and me, I'll get to my store. Yeah, I'll probably do more of this. Yeah, I'm thinking of every time I get some relatively bigger shipment, I'll try to show you as I am discovering them. I will be showing them to you also. I think it's very, very much more interesting. Yeah, same to you, Migas. Stay healthy, stay safe. Bye bye, Mr. Xenocat. Thank you for watching. So until the next time, the next video, don't know when it will happen. I wish I had the ability to change the camera for a better one, but guess what? It's lockdown. The stores are closed, so I can't trade it for a better camera. So you'll have to wait for that. So thank you once again. Good night, everyone. Yeah, we'll stay in touch, Miguel. Bye bye. So have a good night. Bye. See you there.